Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of In Simple Terms. Today I'm with
Jazz Ledbetter, the one and only.
the one and only, that's right. And today we're going to jump into talking about the lithium industry, the IVC program, and how it affects our respiratory issues and just our health in general. So I'm going to go ahead and give her, the spot for her to introduce herself. So,
Well, if you are familiar with me, I am a AAA. I like to call myself an artist, an author, and an advocate in the community. I have my own organization, Harlot Heart. We've done a lot of work in the community for different marginalized communities. But aside from that, I'm actually a student at IVC. I am getting my degree in studio art, but simultaneously working towards my certification in the lithium industry as a chemical lab technician. So I am in both programs right now.
So how did you find out about the program and what got you into it? What was like the thing that sparked it and where it would really like motivate you and got you inspired to sign up?
Well, this is a funny story. So I can say like I have like a mild form of OCD in a sense. And like, when you have a remote and like the battery back is showing, that is my biggest pet peeve. So one day I'm walking to my son's room, my older son, I'm Big Prophet. So he's playing his Xbox, minding his own business, and he has the back off of his remote. So I can see the batteries. But not only can I see the batteries, there's a penny wedged into the remote control with the batteries. He's playing. And I'm like, where's the back of your remote? And why do you have a penny in there? And I say, is it because of the way the copper interacts with the components of the battery? And he says, "Ooh, Mom, you're kind of smart." And he keeps going and he like ignores me. But it got me thinking because I feel like women of color in science is so necessary at this time in the world. So it kind of led me like to learn more about how different ions and things work together. So shortly after that, the lithium program started booming. IVC, they kept promoting it. Oh, 6-figure jobs in 1 year. And it was just like, as a single mom of 4, like 6 figures sounds good to me, So not only am I working as an artist, that I do have different engagements as an artist, but sometimes those are far and few in between. I like to call myself a thriving artist instead of struggling, thriving. But I need something with security. So This sounded like the perfect opportunity for me and my family, especially because I do have a small love for science. So that's what got me into it. Thank you.
And how is that going?
I will honestly say I've been to 4 different institutes in my life, and nothing kind of holds you like IVC. Like IVC, they really want to see their students succeed, if I can say that. And honestly, I love it. I will say, being so busy, being so overbooked, I have my books, I have my art, I have my kids, I have so much going on. The program is very heavy. So it's been taking me longer. Technically, I should have graduated in 2025, but because I'm taking the classes a little at a time, instead of like fast tracking it to the 1 year, I probably am not on course to graduate until 2027 because I'm just taking the classes to how they work. Like for instance, one of my classes this semester, it's from 6 p.m. to 10:15 at night.
Damn.
It's kind of scary, like leaving that late,
Yeah.
But I have to do what I got to do.
And how many classes is it in total?
Oh gosh, that's a hard question. So I don't want to give the wrong answer, but I know we took, like, if I would have graduated, like, how everyone else did, like with the first year of the cohort, it would have been chem, it would have been water treatment or math 105. It was a Microsoft class. There was an Excel class. There's an employment readiness class. And a work, like when you're actually on site doing your intern.
Okay.
So there's like 7, I would say closer to like 10 classes, but I don't know. Cause like I said, I'm taking it and I have my art classes as well mixed in. So, but I know that you do take 2 semesters of chemistry and you do take 2 semesters of water treatment or math 105.
And when you graduate with what title?
So for me, initially, I went in and I was like, I want to be a plant operator. And they took one look at me and said, I think you might do well with the chemistry lab technician. Like that looks like more your speed. And that was the perfect fit for me, actually. So with that, I will be certified for my program as a chemical lab technician.
Okay, and what is the difference of a chemical lab technician and a plant operator?
So from my understanding, the plant operator is more outdoors, more hands-on with the machinery, while the chemical lab technician does more like the extraction of like the chemicals and things like that.
Okay.
From my understanding, I will learn more once I actually complete the second semester of chemistry, is when they intertwine more of the lithium focus. So the semester that I've already passed with a B, so
congrats.
Thank you so much. The one that I already passed, we kind of just like learn like stoichiometry and just like the periodic table. So that was what we were learning more so in the first semester.
More an introduction. So how do you feel about job security with this industry and everything that's happening? We hear a lot about lithium development, Lithium Valley, so much happening just around that area as well. Battery storages, data centers. How does job security feel like right now, or what is it looking like for the future?
To me, I just would love for like transparency in it. That's where I'm at. So initially, one of the things that they sold us was that we could possibly work at the Spreckles factory, and mid-semester it closed.
Oh no.
So I was like, okay, because we have been told that the industry is going to need closer to 5 years for infrastructure to create the jobs. So we are aware of that. Now, the question is, we have these classes graduating, because by the time I graduate, there will be already maybe 3-4 classes have graduated.
Oh, wow.
Do we have enough?
Question. How many students are graduating per class? Just an approximate.
I can't honestly say. I can say that in the class that I finished that I should have graduated with, there was about 30 students in my class alone. Now, what they don't offer is a lot of different classes. So I'm almost positive most of those people were in the program. Now, there was a few students that they were taking that class to suffice for a different degree. Okay. But most of the students in the class were in there to complete the chemical lab technician program. So that was just my class. So now we're into a second cohort, which I will not graduate with because I am not taking my intern or my work readiness at this semester because it's just too much for my workload. So we can say we've probably seen at least 100 students graduate. Oh, I would estimate, rough estimate, because like I said, I came in chemical lab technician. That was the first semester of them offering that program. The semester before that, they only had plant operator. So you have to think those students graduate. And I have heard good news that some of them are working. Some of them did get hired from their intern.
What are those job opportunities?
So one of the selling points for the program was saying that, you could work at, different factories or different labs and things of that nature. And one of them that they said was the Spreckles factory. And mid-semester, it shut down. So for me personally, I was a little bit intimidated by the fact that that was a big opportunity that I know a lot of us were going to go try for. Because the lithium industry doesn't actually have the infrastructure to provide all the jobs at this time. So for me, it kind of felt like job security wasn't there in a sense of immediate hire. So let's be honest. If I was to graduate with my intended graduating date of what is it, June 2025, I would have graduated if I went through it, completed it. What jobs would have been available right then if I was already certified? So there is the fact that you're taking the water treatment. If you go and get state certified in water treatment, you can work for IID, but that is another step that is not technically connected to the lithium program. Okay. But you do have that opportunity to go get other certifications with the classes that they are providing. So that is something that I do feel is a benefit for the students, where you're not just dependent on the lithium industry. But as for the lithium industry jobs, I can't honestly tell you one.
Yeah. So one of the things that came out on the newest revised PEIR, the Programmatic Environmental Impact Report, is that phase 1 for the Lithium Valley specific plan, which was supposed to take 10 years, has been extended to 20. So you're now basically training people. IVC is continuously training more people and will continue to graduate people throughout all these years, when we're going to have a development that is going to take not 5 years to build, more than that, way more than that. And by the time that those jobs are available, it doesn't require that many people to really have a job at a plant. And I can tell you that because the CTR report states that for the geothermal facility, there will be 22 sustainable jobs. And for the lithium facility, it's 90 jobs. So you're talking about a total of 112 jobs for CTR. There are other companies. I believe there's like 2 more companies that are going to be in the Lithium Valley. But that is 112 jobs for 30 years. And you're graduating 100 students maybe every year. So you're just are going to have a bunch of people with this certification that are not going to have the opportunity to get the job. So it's a little frustrating. It's actually very frustrating. And right now, that hasn't even been approved. It's still in litigation. So in reality, we are not going to be seeing those job opportunities anytime soon. And then with Spreckles closing, that's just another opportunity of a job security that got lost.
Right.
So it is very frustrating, and it saddens me. And I wish everyone that is doing that program the best. And I really do hope that they do find job opportunities. But it also sucks that sometimes they even have to maybe start looking for a job opportunity out of the county or even out of state. And that's not what we want. We want for us to be able to have sustainable jobs locally, and that we're able to thrive locally. We don't have to be forced to leave our region. It's not fair. And another point about leaving our region, the health impacts that it's going to be causing on our air quality is another thing that is pushing people out of here. And that's also not fair. Talking about the air quality, I know that you mentioned you are someone that suffers from asthma. How do you feel about that?
It's funny you brought up being forced out the area. And I went to go visit my sister in Phoenix. And then, my mom lives in San Diego. And honestly, I could breathe better. I've been waking up out my sleep with asthma attacks.
Oh my God.
And my ex-husband called me and he said, do you have your pump? And I was like, why are you asking me that? And he was like, my friend just died from asthma. So he's like, it's serious. And me not only living, but attempting to work in an industry that could possibly be detrimental to my health is scary,
Yeah.
Like, I have to be here for my kids. And it's like, I have asthma. They could possibly get asthma. And, the air quality is affected. We have to be real. I didn't have these issues when I was at my sister's house in Phoenix. I didn't have these issues when I was in San Diego. I'm literally being woken out my sleep with asthma attacks.
You're not the first one that I hear say that they were fine everywhere else, but then they just come here and it becomes an issue for them. And it's something that is, like you said, like it is detrimental to your health. It is a life or death situation. You're, it basically closes and you cannot breathe, and it's very scary. Now imagine that on children. And with this development being in the North End, which already the North End has 1 in every 4 children have asthma. What I have been really advocating for is that if these developers are going to come to our region, that we demand a community benefits agreement, that we demand impact fees for the community to have funds to be able to build pavilions in every city, not just El Centro and Imperial, but also build one in Calapat, build one in Nyland, so kids can play soccer indoors, and you don't have to have that fear of them getting an attack out there trying to play a sport.
And that's so funny that you bring up Nyland. Same thing with my organization. We have been arguing that just how dilapidated. They don't even have a post office. I mean, let's be real. The North End is always left out. And I want to say something about the Salton Sea, why I was so drawn to the lithium program as well. As an artist, Bombay Beach, I've never felt more at home than being in Bombay Beach. Like, I feel like my soul is at peace in Bombay Beach. So when we are extracting this lithium, are we preserving the land? Are we respecting the people who built that land, who brought that artistic culture there? That is my biggest concern. Like, are we doing this the most environmental friendly way? Are we really considering the people? Are we really worried about the North End, or is it more about the pockets?
Yeah, they are not considering, they're not respecting. And based on the reports, I know it's like 7,000 pages, but I have like, read, a few, and I have like skipped through some pages and stuff. And things that have really impacted me is that there really aren't like mitigations in place that are like enforceable. There are goals and like, well, we'll see as we go, because the way that they're doing this lithium extraction is direct lithium extraction is a different way. It is a more like ecological way to do it,
right.
But that doesn't mean that it's not going to affect in other ways. Maybe the way that they're going to extract the lithium, it is the best way to do it, but you also have to think in place that the amounts of water that they're using is going to have an effect on Salton Sea not receiving that water.
Right.
And then that's going to make the Salton Sea dry up even faster. It already is. We're not saying you guys are putting all of this on us.
Right.
No, we already understand that we live with all of this, but there is going to be a cumulative impact and compound on top of that. So it's going to get worse. And what are they going to do to protect us from it not happening? But what they can do is maybe invest in, if the air quality outdoors is going to be bad, let's invest in people's homes. Like, let's help them have air filtration systems for the houses in the North End and Bombay Beach and Nyland and Calapat. And
even going to Broadley.
Yes, and Broadley. Yeah, and even if we can go further, yes, because
right.
Sealy, I mean, they're already struggling with, all the Blue Angel stuff. And yeah, the Salton Sea thing is going to affect the entire valley.
And this is my take on it. I feel as though, they say there's enough lithium in the Salton Sea to like power all the cars, or I think like
for the United States.
Or,
yes.
There's huge allegations about the resources in the Salton Sea. So again, going back to why I joined the program, I want to know what makes this sea have so much of it. Like, what is in it? Like, there's all these rumors of planes and bombs and all kind of different things and I just want to know what minerals, what is being deposited that created that concoction. That is where I'm at. And I feel like if it's there, if it's our resource, we should use it. And we as a community should benefit from it.
Exactly.
So we should be priority for the jobs, employment opportunities. And it doesn't just go to that. The actual infrastructure to house this. We're going to have to clean up the whole North End. Yep. The North End is going to have to be revitalized. We're going to have to give them a post office. It just goes back to
a clinic.
The community needs to benefit from it, in a sense. And I really hope that it doesn't take 20, 40, 50 years, because at that time I'm going to be 80. So what did I do with the certification? No, now I'm concerned. In simple terms, I'm concerned.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, that's something to think about.
So here we are.
Well, thank you for joining us. And it's really important that people are informed and aware that we can speak on it. Unfortunately, we're reaching the end. So public comment for this whole development is due March 2nd. So I really encourage everyone to click on the link below and submit your comment today. Whatever your opinion is, whatever your questions, demands, and requests are, you have the right to do that and ask for it. So please make sure that your board of supervisors who respond to you, to the people of this community, get those messages. And I also just want to give you a little bit of space for you to share about your book. And then your socials and all your information, please.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. So again, we're very excited. We're going to go ahead and highlight the fact that we have reached our end with the original version of Harlot Heart Tributes to Triumph. So if anyone out there has the original copy, congratulations, because it's no longer available. Then we did move forward with a youth-focused, awareness, interactive, reflective version where you can even ask questions of what was the danger and how to avoid it. Without going into deep, some of you guys know my history and where I came from and where I grew from. So I want to go ahead and make sure that the youth know the dangers and that there is help and there is a way out and there is a way to express yourself even after trauma. So we're really excited. We're doing the official book signing 3/22 at the El Centro Community Center for the first ever Day of the Arts. It's going to be an all-inclusive celebration of all artistic expression. So it's going to be a huge fashion show in support of Senate Bill 707, which is in support of the environment and the fast fashion issue that we have over the entire United States, but particularly in California. We're going to have a responsible recycling act put in place to where every item displayed is going to be either thrifted, upcycled, or unique. So you don't want to miss this. We're going to have live performances, spoken word, music, food. I'm just super excited and honored for the support that we have received over the few years in the Valley.
Congratulations. That's amazing. Let me see this.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Oh my God, this is super cool.
I love this. I appreciate it.
I love the
cover.
Yes.
You like the cover?
Yes, I do. I love it.
I'm so proud. Like, I'm so honored to get it
Congrats.
done. Thank you so much. And we're just going to go and celebrate. And we have a bunch of stuff booked. We're going to Sacramento to talk about Victim Advocacy Day in a few months. And we really want to be known. Harlot Heart wants to be known as a creative advocacy organization. You know, we're not just about HT or IPV. You know, we focus on youth. We focus on foster care. We focus on incarcerated. We focus on addiction. We focus on the historically marginalized communities that have to have a voice, brave enough to talk.
And then you are on Instagram as?
Yes, Harlot Heart _United everywhere on all platforms. You can go ahead and find us there and keep up with everything we have going on and seeing what we do with this technology boom that they promised us and watch us grow. Like I said, hopefully it doesn't take 40, 100 years. But until then, we're going to keep going forward. And we just love Imperial Valley.
Yeah, let's protect it. And thank you for watching. And